Hello you guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to a layout for the Scrap Room. We are playing with American Crafts Paige Evans adventure collection today and playing with a sketch that is the Jumpstart sketch. You can find it on the Facebook group or on the blog, which will both be linked down below. And here's a little shot of it, but also if you want to take a look at the entire collection or the entire kit breakdown of what everything is, make sure you go check out the kit reveal on the Scrap Room's YouTube page if you have not already. So we are playing with the sketch. I am tearing this lovely blue paper. Now the other side is obviously a gorgeous, gorgeous floral, but the whole point is to use your stuff right. We can't hoard everything, even though I know sometimes we want to. So I'm using this beautiful blue paper. Yeah, it's just Paige Evans Adventurous. That's what I thought. I didn't think there was another name at all for it. But so I did 2 tears of that blue speckled paper, and I'm layering them together. And I feel like they're missing something. So I will go take and fussy cut out some scallops off of another paper, but I'll do that here in a little bit. So now I'm trying to decide, okay, how do I want to make this sketch work for what I have and what I want to create, and how do I like still kind of stay true to the sketch but putting my own twist on it. And one reason I picked this collection to the sketch with is because of this paper right here and all the fun little clouds and the hot air balloons in the pattern. So I'm going to do some fussy cutting. First I'm doing only one photo. The sketch calls for 2, but I am doing one photo, and I am layering this one with one of the frames I got in the embellishment portion of the kit. And then I got a journaling spot that's square as well. So I'm just going to layer them together, and those are going to be in place of 2 photos. I will just have a journaling spot and my one photo. This photo is of my sister and her daughters on the beach on their Florida vacation. I'm making them a whole mini album of their little vacay. It's kind of a big deal. The girls went on their first flight, and so I wanted to make sure it was memorialized in an album. So I'm going to go ahead, yes, and then here's the scallop papers. I'm going to take this pink one on the bottom, and I wanted another pink, but I didn't want to cut in the middle of the paper, so I flipped over, and happens to be the border strip, or the branding strip is a darker pink. So I'm going to have a darker pink scallop and a lighter pink scallop. That just brings in a little bit more pink. Because my nieces are both wearing pink in the photo, and so it just kind of brings that out a little bit. So I've got those fussy cut now, and I'm going to tuck them into the torn edges of the blue paper just to give a little depth and difference and just more color in that bottom portion. And then with the embellishments that I got a vellum plain that's made out of florals, and so there's lots of pink in there, and I got a big pink floral and a little pink floral. We got some orange, so a lot of little florals that I'll be using as well. But I fussy cut out a little sailboat, a little regular boat, and then hot air balloon, and a handful of clouds. So those all get placed down kind of in the areas of the sketch. So here we're going to kind of start figuring out where all these little elements are going to go on the page. And I wanted to layer up some of the clouds with the hot air balloon, and I haven't really looked at the embellishments very much, so I haven't decided on the vellum airplane, but I will grab that as well and kind of move things around and have the vellum airplane flying across the sky, as well as the hot air balloon. So get all those little pieces glued down, get my photo and the journaling spot glued down, and I'm thinking, all right, I have a lot of white space going on. I need something else. And in my head, while I'm starting to kind of arrange these florals And the embellishments, oh yeah, here's where I bring in the plane. So I'm like, okay, we can have the plane flying overhead over here, and we can move the hot air balloon over to this side, and that'll kind of create more of a dynamic sky and more things going around, kind of more of a spread of items in the white space. But I'm still missing something. So after I get all these pieces kind of figured out where I want them, I'm going to go ahead and dig into my stencils and try. I know I have a cloud stencil somewhere, and try and find a little starburst or sunburst stencil. I'm going to put a little bit of something behind my photo cluster and add some more clouds in the sky. Because if you've ever followed me before or watched any of my videos, I don't do well with a lot of just empty space. So I feel like I need to fill that sky a little more. And it does. It looks kind of bare. I'm sure there's other things. There are great ways to be a minimalist scrapbooker and make it look good. I'm just not one of those people at all. Just not one of those people that can do minimalist scrapbooking. This is probably a very minimalist page compared to what I've done for other things. So I'm finding, a little starburst stencil and my cloud stencil. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab some mustard seed, distress oxide, and stencil that kind of bursts behind the photo cluster area. And then we will do some clouds in broken china. And there's 2 different sizes. And actually, one thing you will not see that I do off camera is I go around the whole layout. I do a little bit of ink blending with some broken china around the edge. So actually it gives a little more color around the edge of the white on the upper half of the page. And I apologize that some of this is really high up. I'm still getting used to where my camera kind of sits with my new setup, and sometimes I swear I bump it a little bit and it moves, or like I just don't pay attention. I'm just not paying attention as much, but I really, really like my canvas light. It works a lot better than the other setup I had. So here is doing some of the bursts. I want a little bit coming out of the right side and a little bit coming out of the left side. So even though that's not really a true burst, it's just adding some color back there behind. The photo is bringing some yellow in. So I've got like all these colors kind of tying into that vellum airplane that is floral. And just bringing tons of color in. And then I will do all the clouds, and I glue all this stuff down. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I got my burst done, and then glue that photo area cluster down so that it was done. And then now I'm trying to make sure I have a couple clouds that are going to go below the items, so below the plane and above the plane, and then a little bit below the hot air balloon and above. And then I will layer some of the paper ones I fussy cut out over them, just to create some movement up there and to reduce the blankness of what's going on up in the sky, just to add a little bit more. All right. So now everything is glued down, and now I want to figure out a title for this page. So I didn't get with any embellishments or anything, and I didn't dip in the embellishment add-on or anything like that. I didn't even look to see what was all with it. I think there's a titles, either like a Thickers 6x12 or something in the embellishment add-on, so that would be super smart. But I have a bunch of stuff laying around in my scrapping space. It's a chaotic mess on there because we got a puppy recently, and so I have not had a lot of time to get down there to straighten up, and I have like 7 projects going right now. This album, and I said mini album earlier, it's not really a mini album, it's just its own separate album. This album is one of the projects, plus 2 trip albums, plus always trying to get caught up on our day-to-day life stuff. But I really wanted to incorporate kind of a fun multi-word title and kind of have it kind of frame around. So I have the Citrus Twist puffy stickers in my kit for one of my trip albums that's just sitting by, and I really like the big green repeat, and it just kind of pulls in some of the green again from the floral plain and some from the florals, and a little bit of the green, the turquoisey green color that is in the blue paper on the bottom. So it just kind of pulls that green in over to add, because there's a lot of color going on, especially in the photo area. So it just adds, kind of balances out and adds a little green onto the left versus where it is in the florals. And so I thought Love on Repeat would be kind of a cute title. So I do a lot of searching through a lot of my other alphas. I do find this one gold love, because there is gold in a couple of in the one floral. There's not a lot of gold on this page, just in 2 spots. So I found that love, and then I used some Pink Fresh alphas to do the on. So here are some close-ups. Again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out all the links down below to all the goodies for the scrap room, and we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.